I'm a little bit scared of 8 balls.
I would not be scared.
How do you do it again?
You just shake it, and then you have to ask it the question. And
Will I
answer
be
it.
able to go to the moon in my lifetime? I really want to go to the moon. Oh, very doubtful. I'll ask another one. Will I at least go up in space? Reply hazy, try again? Oh, this is brutal. Okay, I'm obviously not meant to. Are there aliens? Oh, most likely. But we all know there's aliens, right?
Do we think they're aliens?
Yeah, why not?
On
As
Mars?
Philip Roth would always say, why not? I'll always be the why not girl.
Always be the why not girl?
Why not? Nicole Kidman. Nicole Mary Kidman. Nicole Mary Kidman Urban. Today we're going to talk about the movie Babygirl. I heard about it and I heard the name and I went, well, that's my film. I was already developing something with Helena, which was kind of
Did you know that
amazing.
your husband calls you Babygirl?
He actually has Babygirl tattooed on the back of his neck. He's not allowed to call anyone else Babygirl. But it's now taken on a different meaning, obviously, because the film is a separate thing to us. So he's like, no, I still have total rights over Babygirl. It didn't scare me at all. It captivated me. And then when I started to go, okay, first day, and ooh, this is gonna feel very exposing. There were different points when it was like, I don't wanna be looked at, touched in any way anymore. No more, no more, no more. Yes, there's sex, but it's existential in its crisis. A woman's having an exploration of who she is at this particular age in this relationship, the different roles that she plays, her desire to sabotage herself at times, her desire to hold on to her power and then relinquish it. There's so many different push-pulls through it, and it's very, very honest, which is what I love.
Were you a theatrical child?
In the backyard. In the schoolyard at lunchtime with people going, I just want to eat my lunch. I don't want to have to learn a play. I'd be like, you haven't learned your lines. So I was always interested in drama. I did ballet and then I did mime work. And then they found me a little weekend drama school that I would go to. I was in that school and Jane Campion came and sat in the back of the little theatre where we were doing Sweet Bird of Youth. I was 13 at the time. I'm playing the princess and going, I had no understanding of what the actual text meant, but I kind of intuitively had an understanding. Jane came and saw it and cast me in one of her student films, which I subsequently did not do, called A Girl's Own Story. I didn't want to do it because I didn't want to wear a shower cap and not look pretty. What a big regret. Huge regret. I mean, I just wanted to come to America. I wanted to go to Broadway. I just wanted to have the chance, you know, to try things because it percolates. It's inside and it's percolating and it's just, am I going to get the chance to play fully rounded, interesting roles? Is that going to happen for me? Well, I did Days of Thunder, and that was so exciting. But when something like To Die For came along, which was like, oh my gosh, this is great writing. Come on, let me add it. It felt indie and what I'd come from in Australia. So it felt more in the place that I was comfortable.
Have you ever had a bad red carpet look?
My mama thought I had many bad. I think I remember wearing a headdress once to one of the Golden Globes. I didn't like that. I don't know what I was doing. So I've definitely had some train wreck moments. Got to have a few train wrecks, right?
What's your favorite red carpet look?
Probably the chartreuse gown was the
Galliano.
But I also loved the Galliano gold, which no one sort of talks about. And I wore the most beautiful little mesh, 24 karat gold fingerless gloves, vintage. They were made out of gold.
Wow.
And and they have little stones, gemstones in them. And I loved that. And I loved the hair and the whole look of that. But then I'm also partial to a tie and a suit. My natural way of dressing would be far more pants, tie, suit, jacket. But I remember also my first purchase where I'd saved all my per diem, all my money, everything I could, and I bought an Alaya suit. Skirt, nipped in. I wish I kept it. I'd give everything away. And it cost a fortune. Nauseating that I did that. But I was like, I would just save every dollar. And I went in on Sunset and bought the suit from a store there that had Alaya clothing because I loved Alaya. I still do.
You haven't saved any clothes for your daughter?
I've saved all the red carpet dresses. I have them all boxed, beautifully boxed, and they're museum pieces. They just raid my wardrobe all the time. And then I'm like, where's my? I'm like, oh, okay. What's mine is yours. I don't raid their closet, even though I'm like, oh, that's cute, but I'm not allowed to take anything. It's a one-way exchange here. But it's kind of lovely. I love that we can all wear, because my youngest as well, she can come in and they try on everything, and then it's all, the one rule is you're not allowed to leave everything strewn on the floor. And then I'm like, Sunday, Faith, who did this?
Do you have a karaoke song?
I'm not in love. The 10cc song, do you know that one?
Do you sing in the shower? You have a husband that sings
Yeah.
rather well.
Yeah, I do. Because the shower obviously has the best acoustics. I do warm-ups in the shower too, because vocally you have to warm up a lot for when you're working. So I'll do the and then I'll do scales, and then I'll sing whatever song makes me feel good. But I also hear Keith when he's writing, and he'll be singing in the shower, and I'll hear the songs forming.
So
Isn't
you've
that
never
crazy?
sung any?
We have a double shower. Quite nice, right? The double head shower. Key to a successful marriage. Separate commodes and a double head shower.
Have you ever crashed a wedding? Or a party?
I've crashed a party. Who hasn't? But it's not really my style, because I'm already the person. When I was younger, I would drive up to a party, and if I was alone, I couldn't go in. So I would go and want to go in, I'd be all dressed, and then I just didn't have the guts to go in. Isn't that crazy? So walking into a party by myself will still probably never do it. I don't like it. It just feels awkward. So I probably missed out on some of the greatest parties because of that. But if I'm with a group, I'll crash. Why not?
What's your secret skill?
I can tie a tie and a bow tie. I went to a school where we had to tie ties, and then I just went, I should learn to tie a bow tie. It's a really nice thing to be able to offer someone. So I can tie your tie and your bow tie. No clip-ons here. Because I can't cook.
Not at all? Like, can you boil water?
Well, you press in the kettle. I did put an egg in the microwave to try and boil it in front of my kids. Yeah, which was a huge shock. And then I also sprayed oil onto a pan on the stove, and it went whoosh. And the kids were like, don't ever cook again. So my daughters cook. Keith, not such a bad cook, can do pancakes and can do pretty good eggs. Scrambled.
But your daughters learned to cook because you couldn't cook?
They can both cook. It's
you
called
ever-
Stay Alive.
What have you lied about to say you could do for a part?
I had to be in a film in Australia where I had to be a runner and a sprinter, and I was like, oh yeah, I've been a sprinter at school. I'd never, ever done any running, and I really have a weird run, honestly, because I have a slight knock knees. So that was really tough. Then they were like, you definitely don't look, we need to work on the run because it doesn't look good. But I haven't had to lie about, the normal things that people would lie about. If they say, can you ride? I actually downplay it. I go, yeah. I can ride dressage, Western, but I can't ride a motorbike. I can ride on the back.
I feel...
My sign is Gemini, but I'm on the cusp of Cancer. They're the twins, right? They have many sides to them. They're exciting, unpredictable, loyal, quiet, and then very loud. They love dancing. They love a party. And they love people. They love deeply.
Okay, so pick up the
Passionate.
newspaper that's...
Well, am I choosing though to be Cancer today or
Whatever you
Gemini?
want.
Okay, I'll be Gemini. Ooh, you have been using up a lot of time and energy on activities that are of no real importance, and now you must stop being so wasteful. Ooh, the planets will make it easy for you to turn your back on the past. Oh, because the past no longer matters.
Oh.
I'm gonna be Cancer. You must not allow yourself to go over the top emotionally today because the consequences could be costly. Okay, so I'll stay on track.
Yeah.
You are being watched by people who have the power to raise you up. I'm gonna leave the next part out. So stay calm and make sure they like what they see.
Are you gonna write your memoir?
Never. I don't know. There's too much in the, and
Do you keep a diary or anything like that?
I used to keep a diary every single day. I naturally journaled to find my sanity when I was young. So I started at like 9 and I would write in a diary, partly because it was sort of the thing, you know, I'd read books and stuff where you keep a diary. But then it did become my solace and my way of working through so many things that were very complicated in my head through those teen years. I've burned a lot of them. I actually put a curse on them. I was raised on Bewitched. I put a curse, like if anyone reads this, something terrible will happen. To which I subsequently found out my mama read them all because she wanted to make sure that I was gonna be okay. So she was privy to all of the things that were going on in my head, which I'm now kind of cool about it. When I found out much later in life, I'm like, that was just not good. You shouldn't have done that. No, but now I'm like, I'm glad she did it. And she also knew me in the deepest, you know, subconscious way. So she just knew me. I think part of the thing I go through now is I've lost that confidence. She was my compass. So a part of my new life is finding my way through now, because we would speak pretty much every second or third night on the phone. As people say, and I thought it was so beautiful, the universe has changed and the tectonic plates have shifted. The more you love and the more intimacy and closeness you have with a person, the more it's gonna hurt.
Yeah.
But I'll take the pain.